Alright guys, give me 1 second and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Alright. Alright guys, we should be live now. Hopefully. What a morning. Bear with me 1 second guys. Golly bum, excuse me. My allergies are killing me this morning. But yeah, man, I cannot get OBS and Twitter to work together this morning. So I said, screw it. I'm just gonna have to go with what works. So let's go over these markups. Let's look at the US30 real quick. So the buys, the sells that we had still holding up. We went ahead and put in this quick little buy because we have this gap up here at the top. So this buy right here will be playing this gap whenever it decides to close. Right there. And let's see here. So got that. Come on. Right there. Should be solid. And we'll just see where this goes. If you aren't following along, this markup here is part of the Thanksgiving markup we had, which rejected at the top of our trend line, gave us the gap, broke trend there, is now pushing. So if you played rejection up here with wick fills, you had a pretty good bit of confluence of events. So if you were playing this one, you're currently sitting pretty good, 500 plus pips of profit. If you played any of these wick fill zones and or break here, you're currently at 355 pips of profit, so not bad. Yesterday went into this buy right here, just for this gap that we have here at the top. Give that a play. And take the herb nettle leaf. You know what? Fun fact about me, I don't take medicine or herbs or anything. I drink water and liquor and live life, and that's about it. But I'll give it a try. I don't mind one bit. You know, it's always something new. I'm just real cautious with teas or anything like that. So, but I've heard a few people mention that. And it's mainly about 2 or 3 times out of the year that I just get really bad allergies. All right, so let's look at AUD. Let's go ahead and load our blank template here. AUD had a beautiful gap that it actually filled up. So look at it on the 30, zoom out, and we can see we've got a decent dot there and there, and hit that bottom one like that. And then we can drop a fib fan on this if we have anything that connects. Nothing there. Almost a rejection there, but nothing that's gonna stick. So we'll zoom in here. Actually, anchor that a little bit better. And see what we got. So we could play there. Right there would be our move. So basically using the fib fan on this bottom one here, tapping the 61.8 on the base of this. So this would be our break, just tapping through there, which would only be 37 pips. But if we can break this bottom one right here coming down, then we have our TP right there. And then for the upside, as you can tell, I mean, pretty much upside, But if we wanted to play, dot to dot, there's your quick little break running that way. And this will be live stream. Obviously, it's going to be recorded so you guys can go back and watch it. Clear this one up here. And get this. See, if we do this and connect that dot to dot on the bottom, that's a freshly new dot that just got painted, so I hate using that. So you'd see people do that, you'd see people do this here, and I don't like any of those connections of the dots when you have a dot that's that fresh. So what I like to do is do this number here. We've got a zone right here like this that needs to be broke. If we can break that zone, then we fall down and we take our TP to right here. And then for the upside, you do have a little bitty trend line that you can play. I like that right there. If you want to be a little, less risky, go on the wicks, you can. I just like using, these bodies right here. I got more touches on the bodies, a wick, a wick, a wick, wick, a couple of bodies through here, so I'll take that. And then of course, that trade would be your TP right there. And you gave us a break that we wanted and then came right back up and tested. So for right now, for this one we've got, I wonder, it's going back and testing right there. So I would be looking for breaks like this with a TP right there. GJ. Oh, GJ. So this one here we've had, that dot was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's not as recent. Excuse me. So if we want to do something like this, to see, bounce, tap, so we need one more touch of this one, and you got a wick fill zone right here. Okay, so if we can get one more touch through here and it starts showing us signs of retracement, then your stop loss would be 10 pips above that right there, which would be right there. And then we would take sells this way. As far as buys, if it breaks on top of this gray box and breaks this upper trend, we can run it back to the top like that. Now obviously, because the question's going to come in, Andy, are you going to take every every single trade you mark up? And the answer is going to be, if I'm sitting at the computer and I see these happen, then yes, I'll take these trades. But personally, my big thing is I'm just watching the US30 right now and what's taking shape. But I wanted to get these up here on YouTube. That way you guys would have something to reference. And rejected, pushed down on gold. Man, this was a solid trade on gold. I hate getting rid of that template, but it's okay. Go to 1 hour. Let's see. I like that one. I do like that. I wonder if that gives us any rejection points. None. Okay. So basically with gold, that's all I'm looking at, would be a break right there. The only issue is if we break here, you don't have much down for that first TP because we always use the base right there. So that is a very small and short-lived TP. So at that point you would just protect. And your next one, you could do something like that right there. So break, protect, and then just let it run through there. As far as on the upside, you've got the dot to dot right there. So you're kind of in this little wedge here on the 1 hour, and then you would run that back up. And I would just protect at that point. Same thing with this one. GU. rejected. Played out. See, I'd be looking for just a break on GU. Right there. Now I'd run TP. First TP there. And second TP right there. Excuse me. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. UCAD, I hate UCAD. And I'll get to looking at the questions here in just a little bit. That was a nice bounce there. Yep. Not touching UCAD. And see if you connect that dot to dot, nothing there, it doesn't respect it. So this one, we've got a zone that rejected right there at the top. So I would look for another zone. See, we got this nice little area right here. So give it a little bit of breathing room. And I'll do this number right here. So if we break that, TP1, excuse me, and we do have that right there, and we could run that back. I mean, that'd be, I'd go right there on that one. So let's keep tabs on it. Oh, look at that. What a run. Really, it would look more like that. If that's my guess, let me find a dot to dot, a good dot to dot, and we'll see. So yeah, what would have been bad? Already missed that move. Hot chef. So, man, that's a lot of play in that area. So the odd chef, we're looking for a break right in. Right back down to that zone. Just run up through those zones right there. Last speed there. On the sell side of it, no. I think that right there's what I'd be looking for right there. Old Chef J. Not should trade Chef J in a bit. So this one would be more of a there. Solid run. AUD looks nasty. AUD will use a wick fill zone on the bottom right here. So we got that wick fill. And then we would drop there. As far as buys are concerned, I could have this one out there. And I'll at least push up to up there. Rejected almost perfect on that. Look at that. To a T. Which is really not on that bottom one as good. I mean, right there's technically, that's technically the set. So I mean, it missed rejecting up there by 2 pips. So what I would do is just leave this up like this and take the cell right there on the break. And then if it decided to break that one, you just run it. Candle body's too close, so I'd probably go right there on the dot on that one, which would be, yeah, solid. Sweet. Now let's go back to US30 and I'm going to answer some questions here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, pull my question box over here so I can see. Oh no, it made my box way too big. And now I can't have a second. I don't want to lose my questions. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen the moment I do it. There we go. All right. Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's go, let's go. I noticed you're drawing dot to dot on 1 hour. Is there a difference? So for pairs, I've always used the 1 hour. Unless I just can't find it on the 1 hour, I'll take it down to 30 minute. But pairs is always going to be an hour for me. If someone hasn't already asked, what would be the next safe entry for US30? So, I mean, at this point on US30, if you've not gotten into any of these moves, you're going to have an area right down here. It'll look something like this right here. Oh, come on. I'd probably do that right there. And then if you took a trade when this breaks right here, your stop loss is going to be right there. As far as taking trades to the upside, it would basically be, you know, if it gets on top of where your stop loss would be and can give you one test. So I mean, basically like this right here. Then you could run that up to hope to close that gap fill up here. And that's the only upside that I would be looking for at the moment. Keep in mind, it's also NFP week, and we have a ton of news. So with that being said, be cautious. And speaking of which, I want to make sure I have my notes right. Let's see. Yeah, so it's Wednesday. We have NFP Wednesday at 8:15. Then also that same day we have, you know, our 10 o'clock news as well. So keep that in mind. Let's see. You keep it nice and simple, makes it easier for us to understand markets. What's good for the win? Represent. Love this. Let's go. What's up, guys? So yeah, I mean, I keep trading. Good morning, sweetie.
I just want to tell you, what time is Olivia coming?
You mean you want to ask me? She'll be here at 2 o'clock. Feel this. Feel. Oh.
Daddy.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get the presents? I want to get them before Olivia comes.
Well, as soon as I
so Olivia can see it.
Okay, well, let me take a breath so I can explain. As soon as I get done with my stream, I'm gonna take just a quick little shower and then we'll go get it.
Okay, I'll get ready.
Okay. So yeah, just trying to keep it as simple as I can as far as the markups, and that way it just makes it easy. There's, you know, I tell people all the time. You guys just heard my daughter in here, and if you wasn't watching the live trades week before last, my daughter, who is 7 years old, looked at the chart, and I said, "Baby, what do you think it's gonna do?" And she was like, "Well, Dad, it's going down." Why is it going down? Well, it broke one of your lines. And why would it go back up? Because it broke the line. Cool. So I click sell, and obviously put my stop loss and TP there. It hit TP, you know, sent it out to the Discord and everything. And, you know, great. I got a lot of, oh man, great trade, great trade. It's like actually my 7-year-old daughter just called that one. Because remember, all you need is a reference point. That's all these, when you look at these trend lines, they're reference points for you to react to the market. This is here for you to have a visual. If I remove this and you've traded long enough, you don't have to draw a trend line here. You can ask Giuseppe, Cody, Rudy, Jeremy, anyone that has seen me trade in person. I have literally just looked at their screen and say, yeah, just go and click buy. What do you mean? Well, because it's breaking a trend line. Bro, there's no trend line on my screen. Well, because I can visually see this. I've been doing this for 15 years. So I just try to keep it as simple as I can, because I can go in here and I can start drawing all this crap and it gets messy. I mean, like, for example, I've got a line here with my TPs. I mean, I could come on here and I could start throwing, you know, this, and I could start throwing this, and then I could throw, you know, another trend line at the bottom, and then you can go in here and, you know, go to your indicator. No, sorry, not indicators. Let's use, you know, you can use your Fibonacci. You got people doing it over here, and then you got, so, oh man, I don't know. You know, let's go ahead and let's take it to the daily. You know, and take it to the daily. You're gonna do this right here, and then before you know it, when you're actually gonna look at, that's what your chart looks like, and this is what people actually trade, which makes no sense to me. Why someone would do this to themselves, I have no idea. So for me, I like to keep it very simple. And by keeping it simple, it allows me not to get in here and have to worry about all the crap that's gonna come my way. Just keep it simple. Yeah, don't forget divergence. Which, I mean, divergence works. I mean, dude, I can tell you right now, I mean, you've got, when Brad trades divergence, I mean, he murders it, but he doesn't even have to, again, that's someone that is so seasoned in his trading, he doesn't even have to throw up lines. He can just look at it and say, oh, wow, that trade's going to be divergent. You know, and he gives you a zone, and then it breaks and pushes. So when you do it long enough, you're not going to have to see that. But again, it's just about keeping it simple. The easier you keep trading, the less stress it is on the mind. Now, this chart here is messy, you know, mainly because, well, we have these previous zones on here. These previous zones really don't matter. So I can go in here right now and take that off. I can take this trend line off right here. These arrows don't need to be here anymore, so I can get rid of that. You know, so the only thing we care about really is this zone, and if it breaks here, here, here. Now, it's going to look a little messy. You got my orders, you got this fib fan here, but I mean, heck, if you want to, you can go and just take those off. And you can tell, I mean, it doesn't, your chart doesn't need to be messy. The messier it is, the more that your eyes are having to look at it, the more you're having to process. But again, it's about break zones. That's all you're using these for. I hear so many people that when price gets on top of this trend line, they're like, well, I clicked buy and it came down and hit my stop loss, so I guess that was a stupid trade. It's like, well, this is a reference point and this is a reference point. It broke trend. You took the trade and you put your stop loss down here and you lost the trade. That's part of trading. Losing is part of trading. If you ever meet a trader that says they have never lost, I meet them all the time. I run into them when I'm at the mall and they're like, oh man, you're that Andy Peters guy. Yep, I am. Man, I'm a trader. You should check out my runs sometime. Well, can you show them to me? I mean, I'd love to check them out. Oh man, yeah, I'll have to link in with you, man. It's unreal. I've not lost a trade in 3 years. Great. Red flag. There's no trader that has never lost a trade. Losing's part of trading. The problem that makes people get upset is when they take this trade here with a TP here, and then it comes back and hits their stop loss, it's reference points. So if you take this trade right here and it gets to here, that's a 110 pip trade, okay? That's a solid trade. Well, your stop loss from here to here is going to be a 108 pip trade. So, I mean, you're almost dead on is what you're willing to risk for what you're willing to win. I mean, that's the same thing that happens no matter what you do in life. It's at the end of the day, you have a reference point, but you're still gambling on what the market is going to do there, okay? So when you do that, think about it as when you're gambling on a sports bet, okay? You already know how much you're putting up. And that's probably the easiest way to explain it, is when I was showing Lawson, because that was one thing Lawson was struggling with when he was trading, which if you guys don't know, that's my 7.5-year-old son at the time, which is now 9. When he was trading, he was having a problem with stop losses because he couldn't understand why he was going to risk. He's like, Dad, when we get to this line, why couldn't we risk, $50 to make more than $50? It's like, well, buddy, because if we only risk $50, we're going to take the stop loss here, and there's a possibility it could wick us out. So whatever we risk here would be what we risk here. If we have a 100 pip stop loss and we have a 100 pip push, ultimately, if we're taking it in the dead center of the trade, then it's going to be the same. And he's like, Dad, I don't, what do you mean? So always you start using reference points as far as gambling, because he would see me do like, DraftKings, or he would see me do things online. It's like, when you go into a bet, okay, you look and you're like, okay, if I bet on this team $100, chances are I'm going to either win, say 120, which would be $20, or you're going to win, say, $300, okay, which would be, 200 total. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. So, Dad, if I put up 100, basically I'm already going into the trade knowing I'm going to lose $100. Yes. To win double that or sometimes the same. Yes. Oh, makes sense. Again, simplistic. Let's see. Nope. There we go. Push up. And like I said, we got that gap, and that gap's going to be very important because, as you guys know, we always close the gaps. Sometimes it can be 2 months later, sometimes it can be the same day, and especially on a week where we've got 10 red folders, it's about to be fun. So for pairs, I like a 1 hour candle close. That's what I like. A lot of people that look at my markup for pairs will take it down to like the 15 and just get a 15-minute candle close, because sometimes you can have that hour that does this number. So they'll use the 15 or the 5-minute once they get it marked up and take it. When you take the 5-minute though, you're going to get kind of a lot of this. So the fact I mark up on the hour and like an hour candle close, the least I would go down is 30 or 15. Anything below 15, I don't trust one bit on that. So that's about it. So that's where we're at, guys. This will be live streamed. I mean, this will be recorded on YouTube, so you'll be able to go back and look at all these markups on how I've got them marked up, see how they play out. I really, marking up during an FP week is always fun because you're going to have a lot of movement this week. And just to give you guys an idea, you've got, today you had the red folder, excuse me, today you had the red folder at 10 o'clock. All right, tomorrow we got red folders at 8:15 and 8:30 and 10 o'clock and 1:30. I mean, that's a ton of red folders in one day. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, because Pal speaks at 1:30. And then we get into Thursday, and we have another one at 8:30 and another one at 10 o'clock. And then we get into Friday, and we have them stacked at 8:30 with obviously, the non-farm employment change, unemployment rate, and the average hourly, earnings. So, I mean, guys, that's a lot of red folders. So with that being said, under leverage, do not overtrade. So undertrade altogether. You're going to be in moves that you're going to get killed in, period. If you just start getting in a move and you're like, yep, protect this one, let it run, chances are with that many red folders, you're going to have a wick that just drives down, knocks you out, and then pushes back up, or vice versa. So be very smart with your entries. Be sure that you're protecting and using a stop loss on every single trade that you take. I know a lot of you guys, I don't want to say don't use stop losses, but use the whole, if it pushes up, gets me out of the zone, I'll start hedging against it. There's no reason to do that. Use your stop loss, play smart, especially on a week with this many red folders. If you got into a buy at the swing low on the 30, where would your reaction point be? So if you got into a buy down here, where you're talking about on the 30-minute wick fill zone, down here on the bottom? If you're talking about this area here, my first point of basically would be about 33,976 to 33,978, 33,976. You could just say it 33,980. At that point, I'm closing partials because that's 160 something pip range on that trade. So I'd be very nice in closing that. And then, like I said, the ultimate goal for anyone that's in these buys down here is this wick fill. This gap fill that we have up here at the top, which runs like that right there. I'm actually gonna move that down just a hair, like that. So yeah, low risk, under trade, don't get attached to the trades this week and let it, ruin your ruin your days of, well, crap, I lost that trade, or oh, I got wicked out, or oh, I closed out this trade. You get FOMO wanting to get to another trade. Don't worry about that stuff, guys, because again, it's a week with a ton of red folders. The moves are going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're not going to miss any of these moves. And when I say you're not going to, there's a chance you're going to miss a few, but that's what I'm saying is if you get into a move and you're upset that you missed it, or you're trying to, chase the trade or whatever it is, don't even worry about it. Just close your computer and wait, because tomorrow it's going to be a red folder. Next day, red folder. You've got red folders every single day. What is it, sweetie?
I'm all pink.
You are all pink.
And it's the same color.
Yeah. All right, I'll be done in just a second, okay, sweetie?
Oh, why is Austin in it?
Because he got in trouble this morning.
Oh.
Yep. So if you guys will do me a favor, be sure to turn on the notifications for my YouTube channel. That way you guys are notified, because right now I do post my YouTube streams in the Discord as well as on social media. But going forward, I'm trying to save myself less clicks. It's something I've always said. It's like we're all adults here. There's no reason to handhold. So if you want to know when I'm going live on YouTube, turn on your notifications, click subscribe, like the videos, give it a nice little boost, and whenever I go live on YouTube, you're going to get a notification on your phone telling you that I'm going live. Because as it is, whenever I'm going live, I'm setting up the computer, I'm pushing the buttons, and then I got to paste a link here, paste a link there. It's just much easier if everyone is a grown adult and says, you know what, I'm going to click subscribe, and that way I'm notified. I had a guy yesterday who's like, well, I just don't like subscribing to channels. I like subscribing to my car channels. Can you just message me? And it's like, bro, you're gonna end up having to subscribe, unfortunately. So this will probably be the last time I send a link out for it. So you guys be sure you're subscribed to the channel. Be sure to also send to your friends, because the one thing that I want to do is, like I said, I want to go live at least once a week, just for people who are not part of the private Discord, to where they can see the things that myself does, Jeremy and the group here, Andrew, anyone else that streams live within our group. Give those guys a big shout out as well. But just, want to put that out there. And then obviously the rest of the weeks we'll be on the private Discord doing our thing. If you want to be part of the private Discord, or you want to reach out and figure out how you can be part of it, all you got to do is click this link here. It is www.thepipconnect.com. I put it in the chat there. You can go and book a call with me. You can fill out my coaching form, which is going to allow me to see where you're at. I have a lot of people that will reach out to me and say, man, Andy, I would love to get on a coaching call with you, but unfortunately I can't afford it right now. Guys, sometimes it's not about, paying me for mentorships. Some people sometimes just need a quick 30 or 45-minute call to get things structured right just in their life. Sometimes it's not even the trading that's messing them up, it's other things in their life. So for example, like yesterday I had a phone call with a guy, and he was just all over the place. And he's like, I just feel like I can't sit down and trade. Every time I sit down and trade, I'm thinking about things that need to be done here, and I've got to do this, and I've got kids over here that are running crazy. And I was like, well, it's because you're not structuring your day properly. You're literally walking in from your 9 to 5. You've been working all day. You're stressed. The first thing you do is walk in, sit at a computer. I was like, walk in and breathe, man. Walk in, kiss your wife, go outside and play with the kids, take a shower, eat a snack, unwind, relax, and then sit at the computer. I mean, something as simple as that. Most people, he just didn't want to miss anything. He was like, I get home from work, I want to sit down, see what happened, and then when the market opens back up, I'm ready to rock and roll. So by making those little changes, he called me back, actually that meeting, God, my weeks are all over the place. That was Thursday. So he called me back yesterday and was like, Andy, things are chilled now. Like I'm coming home, things are making sense, it's clicking. The kids, we go outside and play, we come in, I'm like, that's all it is, man. So sometimes it's just as simple as structuring your life around trading. So I don't want to sit here and talk forever because I can do it. I always enjoy when I'm on with these guys. You guys have a lot of questions coming in, so I love those. That's all I got. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream so everyone can go back and look at the markups. And hopefully we get some good trades. Plus side is they're all pretty tight as far as things we need to take shape. Notice odd chef trade, that's your break. Your stop loss will be this last one, which is only a 31 pip stop loss for that trade. Cat chef, if you take a break here, your stop loss on this one is a little hefty, 38 pips, but again, nice little run there. Chef J, small stop loss. On this one, well, I say small, 108 pip stop loss, but you're basically taking it midway because you didn't get the wick fill rejection on the bottom. So I mean, every single trade, guys, that we have on here, like there was your rejection. When I was talking about taking a rejection on that one, there would have been your rejection right there. Again, stop losses up here, 37 pips for an ultimate trade of 55. So again, most all the stops that we have this week are super tight and super small. So when you hear stops of like 32 pips, 38 pips, 40 pips, imagine if you're taking that on $1 a pip, you're literally risking 41 bucks on that trade. If you're taking $10 a pip, it's 410. So it depends on your account size, but you're able to under leverage so much that it's not going to kill your account. And that's how you learn the craft. Once you learn the craft, you can start leveraging more, you can start adding a little bit more, money into it, and you can start playing. But don't go crazy if you don't understand how things work. So, reading more questions through here. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Fausto. Andrew, that membership accountability, hands down worth it. Thank you, Andrew. You guys have heard me say it. It's like beating a dead horse. But the mentorships and accountability help tremendously. It's something that has helped me. People say, well, Andy, you don't need accountability. I have to have accountability in my life because there's things that I do because I don't have to do something else. I have to have accountability for, okay, we're going to reel back in, life. We're going to eat a little differently. We're going to treat the body a little better. We're going to do these things. And if I've got someone holding me accountable, then it keeps me on my checklist. So again, reach out to me. I've got a team of people that are willing to work with you. I know Andrew's working with me on some people. His fiance Azaria's going to work with some people. We got Jeremy. I mean, we've got a lot of people in our group that are willing to help you. All you've got to do is reach out. And I don't know how I can help you or what I can do if you don't at least reach out to me. And worst case scenario is you reach out. It's same thing. Right before right before Thanksgiving, I had a kid that reached out to me. He was like, I'd love mentorship. I'd love for you to do something with me, but right now I can only afford about an extra $25 to $30 a week. And I was like, all right, well, I'll go to this kid's Instagram. I start sorting through it. It's like, man, this kid actually has a lot more than he thinks he can afford because he's buying new shoes, he's buying designer shirts. I see that he has the new iPhone. You watch his stories and his highlights, and he's out going to some fun nightclubs and partying with some friends. So I'm like, well, you can actually afford a lot more. So I send them a quick little message. And I was like, based on what you portray on social media, you could probably afford a solid $150 to $200 a week. The problem is your lifestyle is mimicking something that right now you really can't even afford within itself. And after going back and talking with him, same thing. He was like, dang, I never even thought about that. So now we're slowly trying to get him to work. So it's, again, guys, we can make something work. Sometimes it's just adjustments, and then it can get you to where you want to be. I got a 120 pip trade. I think I'm done for today. I appreciate all your help, Andy. Nicholas, congratulations on that trade, bro. That's solid. Guys, that's all I got. Don't want to sit on here again and go and just talk back, forth, because I know a lot of people want to go back and watch the video to see the markups and stuff that I've done. So that's it. Raw uncut on YouTube, having some fun. And hopefully get these trades popping this week. I'm ready to see some 1 to 2,000 pip jumps. So again, guys, please be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and there'll be some more videos coming later that I'm going to be doing. I'm recording some stuff for Carbon Capital in regards to this week in red folders. I kind of give a breakdown of how I think the market's going to react to these red folders and why. So that's where we're at. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.